in modern history, start hai. In modern history, we have been dealing with Governor Generals and Viceroys. Now, our journey is about to end. The journey started right about 1773. So we have traveled a lot. We have started from Warren Hastings. Then the Governor General's nomenclature was changed after 1857. They were known as viceroys. Why they were known as viceroys? Because the administration before 1857, it was indirect administration. And after 1857, it was a direct control of the crown. Right? So today we will deal with Lord Linlithgow. Lord Linlithgow. हो गया है? अच्छा. Okay. We have done Lord Linlithgow 1936-43, right? So we will come to Lord Wavell, W-A-V-E-L-L. W-A-V-E-L-L. His timeline is 1943 to 1947. 1943 to 1947. Following things occurred during his regime. Following things occurred during his regime. Number one, Wavell Plan. Wavell Plan, 1945. 1945. Second, Shimla Conference. Shimla Conference, 1945. Third, Cabinet Mission. Cabinet Mission, 1946. 1946. It was accepted by Congress. It was accepted by Congress. Now write with red. Write with red. If you are already writing with red, then write very important. Direct Action Day. Direct Action Day by Muslim League. 16-17th August 17th August 1946. 1946. Now put your pens, dot pens to rest. Here we will just talk about, not in very short, not in very very long, but we will definitely, we cannot afford to leave and not discuss the direct action day at this point. Actually, what was happening? That tolerance level of Indians was about to break. Torture levels of Britishers were tired, not minimized, but they were feeling tired, exhausted, and they were morally down. Because what was our situation in 1857? By 1945, it was different. It was not the same situation. It was not the same India also. Rulers were the same. Population ruled was the same. But the sentiments have changed. Right? In the meantime, Britishers used, rather misused, the divide and rule policy. It was their old policy. And they were successful in dividing Indian society in Hindus and Muslims. And Muslims were also in a mood, not all Muslims, in a mood to have their own nation. They got it. They got it. But today in 2022, what they are feeling and what is happening there, they are not saying sorry for the partition, but at least they are not in peace, as much peace which is enjoyed in India, socially, politically. When there will be democracy, there will be opposition. So this is a going on process. But as far as the peace and growth, internal growth, economic growth, on the external front growth or global scenario, India has emerged, not emerging. India has emerged. It means the bipolar nations or the rich nations, wealthy nations, cannot ignore India. This is a great achievement. There is poverty. There are so many reasons. But India cannot be ignored in any field. So Jinnah Sahab was adamant. He was adamant. He was even offered. He was even offered to remain in India and get very important post, the Prime Minister. He told that I will be happy in any place where that is my nation. उर्दू में उन्होंने कहा, मैं दोजख का राजा बनना पसंद करूंगा, जन्नत का राजा बनना पसंद नहीं करूंगा। दोजख मीन्स नर्क। मैं नर्क का राजा बनना पसंद करूंगा, लेकिन जन्नत में पोजीशन नंबर 2 पर 3 पर मैं रहना पसंद नहीं करूंगा। Politicians, whenever and whatever they do, sometimes they fail in judging themselves. This is overconfidence. And that overconfidence, due to that overconfidence, the situation day by day becomes worse. That person is gone. He is nowhere. But the poverty and miseries of that population is endless. 200 रुपए किलो दूध बिक रहा है, 1 लीटर। 1 लीटर दूध वहां 200 रुपए का मिल रहा है। ये कल का न्यूज है। 160 रुपए टमाटर। आप जब समझ सकते हैं, गलती, फॉल्ट इज कमिटेड बाय, जिद कहिए, ऑफ 1 पर्सन। उसको भोगना पड़ता है सदियों तक पॉपुलेशन को। बात समझ में आ रहा है? एंड व्हेनेवर व्हाटएवर यू डू, if you do injustice, if you are thinking that what I am doing is right, then Hitler was also right. Stalin was also right. Every dictator is right. यही तो भूल हो जाती है। Dictators never think that we will also go. That one day our end will also come. When he thought, Mr. Jinnah thought, that I am not giving so much, I am not getting so much importance from the Congress and so much assurance from the Congress leaders that definitely you will get Pakistan. He was in a fix. He was in a fix. So he decided and declared Direct Action Day. It is just a madness. Direct action means mass killing. Mass killings, of course, of Hindus, innocent. जिनको ये पता नहीं है कि मुझको क्यों मारा जा रहा है, मेरी झोपड़ी में क्यों आग लगाई जा रही है, उनको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। जब तक समझ में आ रहा है तब तक उनकी झोपड़ी में उनके बच्चे को उठा के फेंक दिया जाता है। इट वॉज डायरेक्ट एक्शन डे। वो डायरेक्ट एक्शन डे, he could have avoided it. He should have come on the table and talk. Maybe the lengthy talk. हो सकता है कि समस्या का समाधान आज नहीं निकले, कल निकल जाए, परसों निकल जाए, लेकिन डायरेक्ट एक्शन डे तो मैडनेस है, पागलपन, उसकी जितनी निंदा की जाए कम है। And one thing I will say, what you do in your life, whatever you do in your life, good or bad, दो ही चीज है, good or bad, everybody will get the reward or punishment. You can call name God by so many names. But one thing is clear, there is one power. Maybe in some form, maybe in no form, but there is a power which is controlling the universe. Mr. Jinnah's last days, ऐसे समझो, Mr. Jinnah sacrificed everything and got Pakistan. And he is honored as a father of Pakistan, no doubt. But I will definitely tell you about his end. He did direct action day, right? Now, उन्होंने जो बीज बोया, now see how the crop grown. उसका फल क्या निकला? Anything which is put in the hatred soil, any seed which is put on the soil which is full of hatred and watered by the hate will never give a good fruit. मीठा फल की उम्मीद आप उस पेड़ से नहीं कीजिए जिसके बीज को घृणा की जमीन पर बोया गया और घृणा के पानी से सींचा गया और घृणा की हवाओं ने उसको सहलाया. एवरीथिंग वो बेचारा ग्रो किया, दैट पुअर प्लांट, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ हेट्रेड. So that is not going to spare anybody. वो किसी को छोड़ने वाला नहीं है. Simple thing. Jinnah did anything and everything to get Pakistan. He got. Then at the end time of his life, why he was weeping? He was repenting. वो पश्चाताप कर रहे थे, but it was too late. Jinnah Sahab was a chain smoker. He was a chain smoker. So definitely he lost his lungs. He lost his lungs. They were badly damaged, badly infected, and he got tuberculosis. At that time, there was no treatment of tuberculosis. So, when he was very sick, he was sent by an aeroplane in Pakistan to a hill station. Hill station. Qaid-e-Azam, he is honored as Qaid-e-Azam, father of the nation. Qaid-e-Azam was brought on a plane he was brought down. He was put in a car in the month of June. He was put in a car, rather jeep, which has got no AC, no bodyguard, only his daughter, driver, and one doctor, a doctor nurse. They started the journey from airport to hill station. In the midway, the jeep became hot and he stopped. Driver just switch off the car, jeep, and lift out the bonnet. In a jar, he went in a nearby pond, talab mein gaya, to bring water to put in the radiator. Hot winds in June were blowing. His jeep became so hot that he felt very restless. So I told you, only one member accompanied Mr. Jinnah, and that was the driver. He had went to bring water. Now two ladies, one his sister and another his nurse. He was perspiring. पसीना आ रहा था. And by the roadside, there were hundreds of refugee camps in India, in Pakistan, refugee camps, and the children from the refugee camps were playing. उनको क्या पता है कि पार्टीशन क्या होता है? वहां भी खेल रहे थे, यहाँ भी खेल रहे थे. माता पिता का चांटा वहां भी पड़ता था, यहाँ भी पड़ता था. So 4 persons were called, male persons, and the stretcher carrying the Mr. Jinnah, upon which he was sleeping, was taken out. That was the national highway. So lots of cars and lorries were coming and going, and the dust, definitely, dust was going on the body and face of the Mr. Jinnah. Makhiyan, insects, started running on his nose and face. Mr. Jinnah started weeping, not crying, just tears coming down from his eyes. Persons were coming and going. Persons were coming and going. The persons in the government of Pakistan were enjoying. Nobody was knowing that Qaid-e-Azam, the person who created this land, pure land, Pakistan, Janmdata, is dying. So the tears were punishment, in my view. He was getting punished by the God. And he was very much repenting, पश्चाताप हो रहा था उनको कि मैंने ये क्या किया था. Direct Action Day was totally deplorable, निंदनीय कार्य था. वो नहीं भी कर सकते थे, but he lost his patience. But he lost his patience. And in life, anybody and everybody and whoever loses the patience, he loses the game. He loses the game. So whenever they talk of Jinnah, you must remember his last days and learn from this these last days of Jinnah, that whatever you do, ultimately you are going to get in the return. आपने कोई अच्छा काम किया तो अच्छा फल मिलेगा. If you have done some bad thing, what is bad things? किसी को छांटा मार देना बैड काम नहीं है. किसी के मन को दुखाना, किसी को ठगना, बेवकूफ बनाना, किसी के हृदय को ठगना, वो बेचारा बोल नहीं पा रहा है. वो पर्सन जो बोल नहीं पा रहा है, मरे बैल के चाम सो लौ भस्म हो जाए, एक दोहा है. वो लड़ लिया आपसे तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, लेकिन आपसे लड़ने की स्थिति में नहीं है तो कमजोर समझ के आपने उसको टॉर्चर किया मेंटली फिजिकली, तो इसकी माफी कहीं नहीं. तो डायरेक्ट एक्शन डे पर जब भी बात आएगी, यू मस्ट रिमेंबर कि पाकिस्तान का क्रिएशन डायरेक्ट एक्शन डे के बिना भी जिन्ना कर सकते थे. राइट? कोई जरूरी नहीं कि हर काम के लिए अंतिम अस्त्र उठाया जाए. ये तो अंतिम अस्त्र था ना. बस समझ आ गया. नाउ विल गो अहेड. 1944 CR formula. 1944 CR formula, Gandhi Jinnah talks. Gandhi Jinnah talks 1944. Failed. INA trial, naval mutiny, naval mutiny 1946 September 2. 1946 September 2. नेवल म्यूटनी ब्रैकेट में लिख दीजिए RIN, रॉयल इंडियन नेवी म्यूटनी. रॉयल इंडियन नेवी म्यूटनी. interim government by Congress. Interim government by Congress 1946. Shimla Conference. PM of Britain, Prime Minister of Britain, Clement Attlee announced India's independence by India's independence by June 1948. He announced it on 20th February 1947. End of Second World War. End of Second World War. Election to Constituent Assembly. Election to Constituent Assembly and formation of interim government by Congress in September 1946. नेक्स्ट 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 जब ही बोलेंगे तुम तो नया लड़का है, नेक्स्ट जब बोलो 3-4 लाइन छोड़ देना, 3-4 लाइन छोड़ के नेक्स्ट लिखो. नेक्स्ट, लॉर्ड माउंटबेटन. लॉर्ड माउंटबेटन, March 1947. March 1947 dash August 1947. Mountbatten Plan. Mountbatten Plan. India divided. India gets freedom on 15th August 1947. 15th August 1947. Mountbatten was first Governor General of Free India. He was first Governor General of Free India, 1947-1948. Now again, we'll take a pause. Sometimes I direct you people that don't write, right? When I say don't write, then I write my lecture with my words of pen, P-E-N, on your brain. You write on your copies. But when I tell you to stop writing, then you are keeping silence and you are 100% attentive to me. Then I write with my fingers the words on your brains. That's the inscription. You cannot forget, because that is a type of a storyline. Now I tell you, when the class is over, I have talked about Jinnah. You have listened about Jinnah. So write it about. बात समझे? हमने लिख दिया है, हमने आपके प्रिंटर पर मैंने लिख दिया है। योर अटेंशन शोज that you are not forgetting anything. You are very attentive. So just after the class is over or when you go home, whenever I am talking something myself and you are listening, don't leave it. Don't leave it. छोड़ो नहीं उसको. You write it down what I have talked. Here also, I have taken a pause, right? This is a different type of teaching. I will make you feel that you yourself are your teacher. You yourself are your examiner. If you will write in your own words. जब तक आप नहीं समझोगे आप लिख ही नहीं सकते. So that writing skill will develop simultaneously. आपको नहीं पता होगा, but you are developing it. समझ आ गया? So here we are getting a pause. Was close to Nehru. जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी के ज्यादा नजदीक थे बजाय कि जिन्ना साहब के. आई विल नॉट गो इन डिटेल और कुछ छुपाना भी नहीं है. एवरीथिंग इज इन ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट. टाइम मिले तो माउंटबेटन, एडविना माउंटबेटन, हिज वाइफ एंड नेहरू, इनके प्रॉक्सिमिटी पर, इनके गुड रिलेशंस पर कभी गूगल में जाके आप देख लेना. इनजस्टिस विथ जिन्ना, दिस इज नॉट आई एम गोइंग टू से, बट वन थिंग इज सर्टेनली टू बी फेल्ट. As the partition was announced, the areas were announced. ये आपका, ये आपका, ये आपका, मेरा. The first reaction, और ऐसे बैठो, जैसे उसको इधर आगे बैठो ना, उसको दिक्कत हो, गर्दन में उसको दर्द हो जाएगा. तुमको कह रहे हैं तो इधर हो जाओ. तुमको कह रहे हैं तुम थोड़ा हो जाओ ना, उसको निशान को दिक्कत हो रही है हमको देखने में. हो गया, ठीक है, ठीक है. वो बेचारा का गर्दन टेढ़ा हो जाएगा, दर्द करेगा. हाँ, वो देख रहा है मेरा प्यारा बच्चा है, वो डांटते हैं, इसका मतलब समझ लो जो सबसे प्यारा हो जाता. व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू से दैट नेहरू जी was very much friendly with Lord Mountbatten. So it is, and it was a very natural thing that Mountbatten must have developed some weakness for Nehru ji. इसमें दो राय नहीं ना है. हम लोग मनुष्य हैं ना, हम लोग मनुष्य हैं, तो वीकनेस वो डेवलप हो जाता है. क्यों हो जाता है ये कहना मुश्किल है, हो जाता है. So what happened when the partition was announced? Areas were announced. This is your area, this is India, this is Pakistan, that is Pakistan. Jinnah Sahab not cried, roye nahi, but he was not surprised, he was astonished and sorry also. His immediate reaction was, what I will do with this moth-eaten Pakistan? This is a very serious, very important question in UPSC. And in BPSC, with very brilliant students who are scoring about 80% plus. This is a very serious question. Mr. Jinnah got the Pakistan. He had demanded the Pakistan. India gave his due. लीजिए भाई ये आपका है. In spite of that, why he very much angrily और very much sorrowly, क्रोध से दुखित होकर उनके मुंह से निकला कि मैं इस मॉथ ईटन पाकिस्तान का क्या करूंगा. Now how many have understood the moth eaten Pakistan? Because this is an English class, tomorrow is a Hindi class. I am bound to teach in Hindi 90%, 10% English. Here, 100% English. So I am not going to ask you another time, but what he meant. This I am saying start from November.